Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another video of World of Warships, and today we are in the tier 10 USN battleship, the Montana. And I actually don't play a lot of tier 10 battleships. I will fully admit I'm more of a cruiser player, but I decided to start working on getting the legendary modules, and this was actually a fairly decent game that I had in the Montana. As you can see, there are at least two Montanas, few Des Moines, Moskva, Edinburgh, two Shimakaze, Habarash, Z46, and Loyang. Our enemy team has a Montana, Republic, two Des Moines, Minotaur, Hindenburg, Baltimore, Shimakaze, two Yayangs, Yagamo, and Kiev. And yeah, there's a lot of destroyers in this battle, and it's not always a very fun experience to be in a battleship. You do have to rely quite heavily on your cruisers. Now, there's only two battleships in this battle, myself and another Montana, and we're going to try to see how this goes. Now, like I said, I don't play a lot of battleships. I would say I'm decent, not amazing at it, but we'll see how things go. Kiev is spotted, and might as well. You might get lucky. And Montana's AP against a lot of destroyer is quite devastating, but obviously it does look like the Kiev does decide to turn away, and our shells, well, at least we get an overpin. That's always nice. But unfortunately, we have attracted the attention of the enemy Montana, and in a moment now, here comes the shells, and hopefully we'll try to avoid damage as much as possible. It does manage to get at least 7,155 points of damage on us, so and probably not the best idea to open up there, but at least try to take out enemy destroyer is going to prove beneficial for us, because there are in fact a lot of destroyers on this team. So pushing up on the eastern front, just trying to support our friendly cruiser, the Des Moines, the Shimakaze, and also that Loyang. But as you can see, the enemy team is starting to push in towards the middle here. And ooh, that is a Des Moines. Oh, I would love to get around this island and maybe get a citadel. Let's see if we can. Showing a lot of broadside there. Still waiting on the islands to clear. And finally can let loose. And once again, the dispersion on the Montana is fantastic. I just apparently suck at aiming. Don't unfortunately get a citadel, but we at least damage his gun and knock off around 8,000 points of health on that Des Moines. So very nice there, but it does look like the enemy destroyers, the Yuyang and Shimakaze, have pushed around the eastern side and unfortunately have in fact run into a enemy Des Moines. Now I do have to be careful because torpedoes could be inbound, and I don't want to show a lot of broadside. Not going to waste my salvo on that Yuyang. Let's see if we can get maybe a couple hits on this Shimakaze. And not too bad. 2,700 do knock off a chunk of health there. Once again, trying to take out enemy destroyers are going to prove beneficial for ourselves in this battle, but unfortunately I really don't want to push around this eastern side. There's in fact 3 cruisers and still the Shimakaze left alive, and obviously the enemy Montana. Let's see, can we get a citadel here? Now I do start turning away. This is extremely dangerous, but I really do not want to continue pushing in towards the cap, and a decent amount of damage, 14,715. However, this turn is once again very, very dangerous, and I am unfortunately going to be eating a citadel. Does get right below our turret, actually managed to knock out our engines, but for the most part we do escape with the majority of our health. Am able to pull away. Now the enemy team does take out our Z46, the first casualty on our side. The enemy team have lost 2 of their ships, and it was actually a really good decision. Now this Des Moines probably should have been firing HE at me, but he might have been trying to at least get some damaging hits on our friendly Des Moines. let's see if we can take out this enemy Des Moines. Only one shell, and definitely pulling away just in case that Shimikaze does open up with any torpedoes. And just trying to create as much distance as I can, because those Des Moines can burn me down if they really want to focus me down. They can, but unfortunately we have just lost our Moskva to the enemy Republic. Enemy team is still down a ship, but this is going to be kind of a close battle here in the end. Now the Western Front is, well, not really facing off against a lot of ships. There's at least one destroyer down kind of at the western side, and obviously the Republic. Now the Republic has the second largest caliber guns in the game, a little bit smaller than the Yamatos, and they do punch pretty hard. Des Moines there does take a torpedo to the nose, and once again the Montana's guns are fairly accurate, and they do hit pretty darn hard. And there we do get a torpedo, but unfortunately we have just lost our Shimikaze to the enemy Des Moines fire, and this Des Moines should hopefully go down. Honestly, I think this Des Moines should have just kept silent, pulled back, and tried to regain his life, because he's way too low in health, and his armor's not going to protect himself from these shots coming inbound. Now I do stagger my salvo a little bit, just in case I get unlucky there, but we do manage the kill on that Des Moines. That is our very first kill of the game, and at the moment we have lost 3 destroyers and 1 cruiser. Enemy team has lost 3 destroyers and 2 cruisers. And now kind of the funny bit. While this match was occurring, I think it's actually right around this time, in fact, as this Hindenburg is slowly pushing forward. I actually received a call from an employer. So I'm currently actually talking to an employer, doing a phone interview while playing this battle. I think it's actually around this point when this does occur. And so essentially I'm just currently multitasking between doing this battle and doing a phone interview. Now the Hindenburg has lost his engine, did pop our spotter plane to get a better angle on him. Hopefully we should be able to finish off this Hindenburg right here. And in a moment now, there we go, we do get a Citadel and our second kill of the game. So definitely pulled back a little bit, but we have lost our Montana in that battle. And the enemy team still has their Republic and their Montana. And we have just lost another Des Moines, so things are looking pretty bad for us at the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of our ships are kind of grouped up, which is going to prove beneficial. Edinburgh actually gets the kill on the Baltimore with those torpedoes. So currently trying to do a phone interview while you're trying to play World of Warships can be a little bit difficult. I'm actually very proud of myself being able to multitask here and conduct a phone interview while playing some World of Warships. But anyways, Montana showing a lot of broadside there. Open up on this Montana. Let's see if we can get a Citadel. That would be nice. And lo and behold, we do get a Citadel, do around 41,000 points of damage and earn high caliber. Enemy team has just lost their Kiev, but I am currently the only battleship on our team, and it is probably going to be a very, very smart idea to actually start pushing in. Now, the enemy team only has 1 destroyer, and that is the enemy Liu Yang. And the last time he was spotted was kind of north there in the ACAP. And I think it's going to be a very good idea to actually try to start pushing in. But unfortunately, we have just lost our Des Moines. And that was, I believe, our second to last Des Moines. We still have a Des Moines left, which means we still have radar, which is going to prove beneficial against the enemy Liu Yang. We still have the Shimikaze and the Haberosh, and a poor, lonely Tier 8 Edinburgh. I will give props to the Edinburgh. He actually did a fairly decent job, considering he was a Tier 8 and in a predominantly heavy Tier 10 battle. But now we're going to do our job, and we're going to push in and try to assist our team as much as possible. And let's see, ooh, enemy Des Moines would love to get rid of you. He's actually fairly full health. I believe he was one of those earlier Des Moines that we saw when we were pushing up the eastern side. Salvo away. Dispersion's not particularly great, and I kind of overshoot a little bit. But let's see. Republic's shooting us as well. Fortunately, we don't actually take a lot of damage there. Now, a Republic against a Montana. I've had many instances of just absolutely wrecking Montanas with the AP of the Republic, but it does look like our Edinburgh was the one spotting and is currently trying to cap the sea cap. Now, we do know the Des Moines is pushing out east, and this Des Moines makes a kind of questionable decision here in a moment, but this Edinburgh should be able to at least capture C. Does look like the Edinburgh does pop smoke. Kind of double-edged sword there because he is no longer able to spot, but at the moment, well, no one's really able to see any of the enemy ships. Montana does pop up and spotted by the enemy Des Moines, still pushing around the eastern side. Do try to swivel our guns as quickly as possible. Trying to at least get a citadel, that would be nice. Shots off on the enemy Des Moines. We do manage to capture the sea cap and get 5 orb pens on that enemy Des Moines. Now, I do have to be careful because there is still the Montana, the Republic up north that are obviously being pushed back by the friendly destroyers, and there's also a Yu Yang which could very well easily torp me, and there's no unfortunately there's no screening that would be able to at least protect me from that. Now, we do know that Des Moines was pushing around that mountain, and we are currently spotted by the enemy Republic, and looks like the Des Moines pushed around the island. Now, if the Des Moines had stopped right here, he would be fine. But instead, he decides to stop a little bit after the island and shows a lot of broadside and skadoosh. Double citadels on the enemy Des Moines, devastating strike, and kill number 3 for us. And that has left the enemy team with a Montana Republic and a Yu Yang. So we're going to continue pushing in and possibly try to assist our team against these enemy battleships. But the enemy team is down on, obviously down on ships, but most importantly, they're down on caps. They only have 1 cap, and our destroyers are doing a really good job against preventing the enemy team from being able to cap. Now, shots off on the Republic, and don't get a citadel, which I would love to have done. And unfortunately for us, the Republic does manage to actually knock out one of our guns. We don't have our damage control up, so we're just gonna have to sit here and just wait till this gun is fixed. Now, the Yu Yang did traverse this gap, and lo and behold, there are those torpedoes, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to dodge them. There's unfortunately not a Montana size gap. And does look like the Republic does go down. Actually, I think had I been a little bit faster, probably could have actually escaped this. But well, we're just gonna have to eat one on the nose, and are gonna have to use our damage control, and we should be fine. Now, the enemy team is unfortunately going to lose this, which is unfortunate for them, because I would like to do a little bit more damage. Let's see, very close to the end. Can we possibly get a little bit more damage? Montana shooting at us. Yu Yang pop smoke. Probably hoping to at least get some damage, but our spotter craft is currently in the air, and this Yu Yang is just going to go down too quickly. And that is not a bad battle for us. Not a bad battle in the Montana at all. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.